before I do that, I kind of have a little discussion, so I'm going to speak for about 10 minutes or so, so please bear with me. And it kind of came about with a conversation I was having with Sifu, Paul Smith, and Anthony. We had a little discussion. And we're all here, we're all Wing Chun people, and we're very passionate about Wing Chun. We love Wing Chun. And some of us have been training for many, many years. You know, you've got Sifu quite a while because we've been in the game for a very, very, very long time. You know, many great Sifus beside here, you know, Anton Thomas, Trevor Jefferson back there. You know, it's a wealth of knowledge inside that you can benefit from. Having said that though, I'm going to ask you for a show of hands. How many people inside here, when they're learning Wing Chun, they're learning it hoping to be useful at it? Raise your hands. Yeah. We want to be able to use the thing that we're practicing. And when we say in self-defense, is that correct? Someone tries to attack us, we're hoping like that with the skills that we require through our training, we'll be able to use it to defend ourselves. Is that correct? So what we have to start being, in my opinion, and if you agree with me, disagree, that's fine. If you do, that's up to you. In my opinion, we have to start being our own critiques. Not to say we're competing with anyone else out there, but as far as Wing Chun is concerned, in the field of martial arts, we ain't got a good reputation as a real combat system. We have to accept that. This is what people are saying about Wing Chun. And we can go in our schools, train inside the Wing Chun box, and kill ourselves. And we can do this. But if we're serious and we're real, we will criticize ourselves first before anyone else does. Because if you're saying you want to do Wing Chun yourself as such and defend yourself, start doing it. Don't let someone else tell you, oh, that cheese out you're doing, how is that going to help you in a real life situation? That stance you're doing, you kill your stance, how is that going to work? And what the situation is happening, and it's happening. But some Wing Chun people, unfortunately, are actually losing faith in the art, like they are saying. Yeah? And dabbling in other things, because they feel Wing Chun isn't real enough. That's the situation. Yeah? So, regardless of martial arts system, the Chinese ever say, it looks good, but it's not real. Right? And we don't want to be that. We don't want to be, all, how can I say, stuff and no substance. Because your enemy, and he's an enemy, your attacker, your opponent, whatever the case may be, he doesn't give a damn about your lineage. He doesn't care where you're from, he doesn't care how long you've practiced, it doesn't matter about any of this. This is why today is a good thing that there's many lineages here. And we're not caring about lineage, we're all getting together and we're training. And it doesn't matter about who lineage is better than who and all this kind of business. We're all here to learn. Why? Because we want to improve ourselves so that when we come to use this simple Wing Chun thing, it's going to work. Not it's going to work, you're going to work. Because what many people are doing, they're blaming the Wing Chun system and saying it's not effective. So I have to learn grappling. Yeah? Because Wing Chun doesn't deal with grappling, so I have to learn grappling. This is the situation. Because we are in the Wing Chun box. Disagree with me, that's up to you. But for me, alhamdulillah, I'm a realist. I'm not training my Wing Chun to defeat another Wing Chun guy. That's not the reason why I'm training Wing Chun. I'm not training my Wing Chun so that I touch hands and cheese out someone, I can say, yeah, I beat him in cheese out. There's people outside there who ain't going to cheese out with you on the street. They come with knives, they come out in groups, and they want to hurt you. This is the reality. Now, if you're saying you're doing Wing Chun for recreation, good. Do it for recreation, that's fine. fine. But if you're going to say doing Wing Chun mark for self-defense, then your training has to reflect that. And in the beginning, right, and this is why Section Sifu Potter, right, did a very, very good workshop, right, on structure and stuff like this. You have to have a foundation, a firm foundation. And in my opinion, he might tell me about that being out of order. I think with some of the Wing Chun out here, we're just rushing it. 2-3 months, bang, straight into Chi Sao. This is why in every single Wing Chun form you do, the first thing you do is do what? You establish the stance. That's the first thing you do. But what we see, and we have to be, when I'm criticizing you, I'm criticizing myself, yes? I don't think I'm just being aggressive. Right? What we tend to do, right, we don't actually apply the Wing Chun principles, so therefore when they don't work for us, we want to say, oh, Wing Chun doesn't work. No, we're not working. Yeah, so the first thing you've got to establish the stance. The second thing we do in every single form. Sifu form, we might open like this. Chunky form, we might start like this. Sifu form, we might start like this, there might be some semicircle business. No. But the first thing you establish the form, what's the next thing you do? In most systems, you probably check the center line or something. Some people say check the center line. But what's the next thing you do straight away? You punch. The reason why you punch is because in self-defense, the incentive to stop your opponent is pain. Yeah? And you have to be willing to dish it out. But the thing about you have to ask yourself is this: do you have the power? Do you have the power? Back in the day when we used to first start in Wing Chun, when we first did Wing Chun, and I think most of the guys who started before me and around the same time will tell you, right, is that it was a lot slower process you have now. Now we have Sifu YouTube, right, yeah, and Sifu Google. Anyone working pick up stuff on there. Next thing you know, it's the situation. As I was saying to the students, to the other Sifus yesterday, you go to Hong Kong, some of the Sifus, they laugh at us. They say in London or in the UK, Sifu there is more Sifu than there is students. This is the situation you have. Everyone's a Sifu now. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, Sifu. This is why our martial arts, they look at it as a job business. Yeah? And someone on the street, like I said, he doesn't know your lineage, he doesn't know how you train, he doesn't care about any of that. He hits you with no fear, or ego, but basically he hits you, he doesn't care. We have to have a bit of that. When it comes to self-defense, that's the only time you're allowed to be a little bit arrogant, because this person's trying to hurt you. Just want to get us on the same page. Because some of the stuff we're going to do here today, some of us inside won't be able to do it. But the whole point is to find out that we can't do it, to find out what we need to do to make it work. Because there's stages in learning. You need this before you can have that. You can't have that unless you have this. This is why we have Silam Tao first, we have Cham Kyu next, and we have Bilji. Because the Silam Tao uses, from the Silam Tao you have the Cham Kyu. The Cham Kyu uses part from the Silam Tao and the same back and forth. And in the Bilji form, you learn it in the Bilji form, because you learn the turning from the Cham Kyu, you got turning in the Bilji form, and it just blends in that way. But it's more than that. Otherwise, you're going to have someone who does mixed martial arts or freestyles or anyone else is going to say to you, why even bother with those forms? Yeah? When it comes to the Wing Chun form, in my opinion, or as in our opinion, the Wing Chun forms are training. It's not just something we just do every now and again, or when we come to do a demonstration. It's something you should be doing every single day. And if you're doing a Silam Tao form, it should be lasting a long time. Yeah, because you're trying to develop your stance, you're trying to develop energies, you're trying to develop structures and all this kind of business. You need to do your Silam Tao every day. I'm not going to ask you to put your hands up, but you need to ask yourself, when's the last time you played Silam Tao, or when's the last time you played Cham Kyu, or whatever it is? How often? Because if you're not doing these things, your forms and all your combat stuff and all the things you need to do, you are not preparing yourself. And that is what we're talking about, something. You're trying to prepare yourself for a situation that you don't know about. For example, if someone takes a punch at you, and like I said in the beginning when we're discussing things and we're training, we need to do this, but we're going to have to test it today a little bit, yeah? In the beginning, right, when someone throws a punch at you in your training, because it's basics of what you can't, yes, sir? Yeah? Just say you need to keep your mind and let myself forward, yeah? I might throw a punch and he might do a ball turn, he might step back, say an upturn, I might do something like this, and he might do something like that. And we might do this kind of thing. This is the basics. Yeah? But what everyone inside here needs to do, and this includes myself, we have to familiarize ourselves with what we call common assault attacks. Right? And what it is, right, someone might throw a jab, someone might throw a cross, someone might throw a hook, someone might throw a body, someone might throw a kick. And you've got to drill yourself on how to deal with those things. The way to deal with it is that the forms tell you straight away, lip, perm, don't from build. Your energy must go towards your opponent's energy. Doesn't matter how it happens. What you have to remember, right, is this. Your opponent, just stay there, he's not going to do this. And hold the punch there for you to do 5, 6 different moves on. It's not going to happen. It's going to be there, jab, and he's gone. He's not staying there. Yeah? So then after what happens is, right, you obviously have to have some kind of footwork to people to follow you. Now, if you're doing your footwork and you're Wing Chun and you're tripping over yourself, you know, or sometimes you're doing chi like this and you're not really paying attention because he ain't really going to kick you, you've got to ask yourself, what are we doing here? Really, what are we doing? You get that information from the forms. Yeah? So what we have Yiji Kirima. We call Yiji Kirima, sometimes we call it Silim Talma, sometimes we call this sometimes we call it Chunkyuma. Those are the two stances basically we have in the Wing Chun system that we use when it comes to combat. Right. When it comes to moving, we have Jima. We might step forward, we might help, I might step back. The person goes this side, we don't let him get there, we might go to the side, don't let him get there. He might go this side, we might go this side. He can't get past me. Yeah? So what it is, we have to work on these footworks. Because what you find sometimes is when someone moves to the side, this happens. Or he does like that happens. Because we're not drilling anymore. We don't want to drill anymore. Hey, let's do some cheese out. That's what we want to do. Let's cheese out. But we forget all the foundation stuff, and yet still we want to be able to use our Wing Chun. It's not going to happen. Because I said, mate, he's not going to cheese out with it. Yeah. So what happens is this. What we have, doesn't matter right if you're in Yiji Kinyama, whether you're in trauma, if your opponent comes to attack you, and let's say he can attack you many ways, he can attack you with a jab, punch, with a case may be, you have to be ready for that. And like I said, we're going to show you stuff, right? And, you know, and I'm glad that was like Sifu did the structure thing. Because some of the stuff you ain't going to be able to do it because you don't have the structure. But we're just going to basically experiment with it. The first one, right, is if I have say who does a jab to me. Right. Now, when he does the jab, right, he's not going to leave it there. Jab. It's gone. Yeah? Now, the thing about it is, right, is that if I think that I'm going to park that, if I think I'm going to park it, he's going to throw 1, 2. I've got that straight away. Even if I try to do park that or whatever the case may be, if it's someone who's good, and this is how you've got to practice. Don't practice against someone who's rubbish. I've had Wing Chun people say this to me, right? They say, look, you know, I'm going to practice my Wing Chun because I find an artist, what's his name, 2, 3 seconds, so I don't need to be in shape. Come on, man. You've got to train that you're going to be fighting against your worst nightmare. So get in shape. Yeah? And the person might is not going to stand there to hit them. Yeah? So if I just use this to give it a little bit more effect, because this is what we're going to do in a minute, yeah? My hand's too big. You tell me about my hands. So if he goes jab, that's gone. If it goes 1, 2, that is gone. Yeah, it's not waiting there. So it's 1, 2, and he's gone. Right? I'm going to take a team my stance on that. It could be any stance. Could be any stance. Now just remember, right, the main thing is this you've got to have, right, is if the person hits me, goes to hit me, I've got to let her know if I'm real. Meaning like that, the mere fact that you attempted to hit me, you have to receive pain. If I do something like this, do it fast. Remember the tune's gone. Because he's not waiting around. Yeah? It's got to be something natural. The form tells you just to punch. Now, the thing about it is, right, if his punch goes jab, and it's a strong jab, that's another thing. But most people, they jab, and it's gone. So if his jab goes, and it's gone back, my hand will follow it. Why? Because I'm not trying to block him. I'm trying to punch him. Yeah. That's just one way. He's my size. If he wasn't my size, punch him. The RSL jigsaw so I use instead. The hand that blocks the structure at the same time, I use that instead. And I'll take the line because that one wants to come next, doesn't it? Yeah? So immediately after that, I have to continue the flow of punching. Because his punch is coming. Yeah? If I stay this way, this is still coming, my punch is coming. I make sure, right, that I drive him back with my punches. So if it's on the jab, if he's a bigger person to me, I'll take an angle there and I'll go this way. Because that one wants to come. I'm not thinking about times, how bombs, how pops and his business. What I'm thinking about, right, he attempts to hit me, I'm going to hit him. Yeah. If he's stronger than me, I deal with his energy after that. That is where chi cell is needed. And this is why I say 1 second, but when it comes to your chi cell is needed when it is needed. I heard some person whisper, right, when Clark was doing his seminar about chasing the hands. Another Wing Chun said, Wing Chun mo chase out. We don't chase the hands. Yeah? So I'm not going to be from here, he put his hands up, looking for a chi cell situation to continue. Or when he does this, punch 1, 2, then I can start chi cell. We're not looking for any of that. The main thing we're looking for, right, if he attempts to hit me, I'm going to hit him. If he attempts to hit me, I'm going to hit him. If he attempts to hit me, I'm going to hit him. Because I'm not expecting to leave the hand there if we can do anything. Yeah? So the first thing we're going to work on is just to keep your left leg forward. Then what we're going to do to help it, if he changes to right leg, you change to right leg. If he goes bar, he goes angle this way, I don't let him circle me. If he goes this way, I don't stand there, because the reason why he was there, because he wants to get that line to bang me. So what I do, I close it. This is a basic, there's other ways you can move as well. So if he changes there, I change. But the main thing is if he steps forward to hit me, I hit him. What I don't do, if he steps forward to hit me, I don't step back, because now I'm giving him more room to send his cross. Yeah? What I do, I stand on my spot, and he goes forward, I go in. If his punch jab is weak, like I say, and it's going to go back, I just follow the line in. My energy is not stopping, and I stop here, and it's dead. No, what it is, right, because I'm going to punch him, I just go completely in, because I'm expecting this to go, I don't want it to go. So it goes in, and I'm in. Straight away. I just close it up. If I want to, yes. If I want to go one there, it's coming, I can do times if I wanted to. If I wanted to. But the main thing is, right, is that I'm trying to get into our heads, is pain is the incentive that's going to stop your home. If you throw the punch and I block him, he's not going to try again. Because he's not being hurt. Yeah? And you're going to make sure that that punch has got the power through your training that's going to destroy him. And all you're going to end up doing is him off. Yeah? He's going to be upset with you. So make sure that when you do that, your punch is really there because you're training ball bag and all sort of stuff you're supposed to be training. So when he goes from here, one, it's in and you continue. That's what I want to do. If he changes his side, you change side. When he goes this way, make it random. Don't let him know when it's going to come. And he does a jab, and it's jab fast, jab. And it's gone. Really try to catch it if you can. Yeah? You keep the muscle there and just go in. And then later on, we're going to try and do 1, 2 and see how you deal with that. But the main thing is, right, to get rid of that fear, right, that fear have, and that blinking attitude when someone tries to hit us. So we try that.